heritage and our responsibility to preserve it. No phrase better describes America's heritage than e pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one. People from nations worldwide have immigrated to the United States searching for a better life, resulting in a melting pot of diversity. Each nation's unique culture has been assimilated into the American culture, some more fully than others. This unprecedented mixing of nationalities has created one uniquely American heritage, founded in liberty and forged in diversity. America has been a nation of immigrants ever since the British founded their first colony in the New World, Jamestown. Immigrants from Western Europe flocked to the New World in search of the promise of land and freedom. These immigrants founded the first 13 colonies, which after the Revolutionary War became the fledgling country of America. Many Enlightenment thinkers of the time, including Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, believed in liberty, equality, and democracy, expressing their ideals in such documents as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. Some immigrants, however, were forced to come to the United States against their will. These were the African slaves, brought across the Atlantic by merchant ships and exchanged for rum and other goods. Despite the harsh conditions of slavery, African Americans adapted tribal customs to their new situation, singing gospel songs while working in the fields. Their long struggle for freedom from slavery and later civil rights exemplifies the vindication of the founders' belief in equality, now applied to all Americans. African Americans have deeply influenced Americans' cultural heritage, especially in the Harlem Renaissance and with the creation of jazz, the only truly American form of music. While immigration in the 18th century was predominantly Western European, in the 1880s, more immigrants began to come from Southern and Eastern Europe. These new immigrants, as they were called, included Italians, Poles, Russians, Bulgarians, and Jews, and they generally settled in large industrial cities on the East Coast. Each nationality often remained in close-knit ethnic communities, preferring to stay with others of their own cultural background. During this time, the focus became the acculturation of new immigrants, adapting to the American way of life while retaining a sense of their own ethnic heritage. Such an explosion of nationalities around the turn of the century contributed to a growing number of viewpoints and diversity within America, making the already large melting pot even more significant. The American heritage is diversity. No other country has witnessed such an influx of immigration from so many countries. Each immigrant comes to America seeking the American dream established by the founders: liberty, democracy, individuality. Living in America gives people the hope that despite their race, background, or financial situation, they can rise above any obstacle and forge a better life for themselves and their children. The variations in culture and traditions of Americans have resulted in a rich cultural diversity unlike any other country in the world. The phrase e pluribus unum could hardly be more apropos. Out of endless variations in background and nationality, we Americans have truly become one.
Now, if all the girls have